In this video I'm gonna teach you how to make this liquid animation. You can find the project file in the description. Making a new After Effects tutorial for each day of the year. Day 4 of 365. Let's start by creating a circle. Go to the ellipse tool and let's create a circle. Hold Shift and Control and center the anchor point with Ctrl Home and center the circle with Ctrl Home. Okay, let's rename this circle to blob. Let's duplicate this a few times. Let's color these blobs, so go to fill and change the color here. Now that we have all the blobs, let's create a adjustment layer, so press Ctrl Alt Y and add the effect Gaussian blur, increase blur 50, 60 and uncheck this box. And now to make the magic happen, let's add the effect name Simple Choker. Have to bring up until you see the circles are not blurry anymore. And now if you move the circles, you see that they merge and also the color blends. We already have this liquid animation. It's time to animate this. First of all, I'm going to add a wiggle, so press P to position. I'll click the stopwatch, type wiggle 250 maybe. Let's see how it goes. Okay, and let's copy this expression and paste on the other ones. So press P, I'll click and paste. First, the middle blob, we're going to rename this to big blob. And move the layer to be above the other blobs. So every blob will go to this blob in the center. So select all the blobs and press P and make a keyframe to position. And now let's bring all the blobs in the center, so go forward, select this and move it here to the center, and you can copy this keyframe and paste it in the other ones. And you can see all goes to the center. Now we're going to select all the keyframes, easy is with F9, go to the graph editor, select all these keyframes and move the handle to the center a little bit more, and do the same thing for the other one like this. And let's review. We have to offset these blobs. Let's select the keyframes and let's start offsetting this by a little bit. I will make this faster, change this a little bit. Okay, now animate the scale of the big blob. So press S, make a keyframe for scale. Before the first blob hits this middle blob, make a keyframe. And when it enters the blob, make it bigger, like 25. Okay. And when the other one enters, add another 25. And when the other one enters, 25 is, I don't know, 50. And the last one, I don't know, 10. Now let's easy these keyframes and let's preview. Grab the last keyframe, move it forward and change the speed graph. See how it goes. This should be sooner. Okay, this one's too should be sooner. This a little bit. And the last one. Okay, now let's add a extra detail. Go to this big blob and add a turbulent displace effect. So add turbulent displace and let's change the size for something like 50 maybe. And I'll click the evolution stopwatch and type time *300. Okay, it's looking good. And now let's animate the amount. So for the amount, it will start in 0 here before the first blob hits 0. And when it hits, increase to 40. Go forward, make another keyframe of 40 here. Go forward and decrease it to 0 again. This is these keyframes. The last keyframe, move it even more forward and change the speed graph so it decays slowly. And you can also animate the wiggle so it stays static after all the blobs combines. So let's add a slider control to the big blob. So in effect slider control, go to the position, and here in the wiggle select the 50 for amplitude and grab the big whip and select the slider. Now click outside and make a keyframe here in the end when the last blob joins. Make a keyframe for slider, change to 50, and here at the end change it to 0. This is these keyframes too. Change the speed graph too. Okay, there you have it. For a extra detail, let's add some shadow to each blob. So grab any blob, right click, go to layer styles and add inner shadow. Open in inner shadow here and let's change the parameters. Increase size, change the angle, the opacity I'm going to increase a little bit. Grab this inner shadow and paste to the other blobs. So select all the blobs and press Ctrl V. There you go. Pretty awesome. So I'm going to change the colors a little bit. You can also, instead of a single color, select a gradient. So I'm going to select a gradient for the middle one. And change these gradient points. Let's rename the adjustment layer to liquid effect. And there you have it. If you want to add a background, you can add a background in this composition because this happens. So you have to pre-compose this, a liquid animation, and now you can add a background if you like to. I'm going to add a vignette. You can also add some drop shadow to this composition. And you can also add some glow. Let's add first a little glow, duplicate, and add a glow with bigger radius. Change these options as you like. Going to decrease this a little bit. Okay. Oh fuck. Okay, it's fine, I think. It's preview. And it's done. That should be all for today. Oh, and don't forget that you can find the project file in the description. See you in the next tutorial.